Hi, first grade. We're going to be talking about how to tell time today. Telling time is really important because we use it every day in a lot of different ways. We need to know how to tell time so that we're on time for school, so that we know when it's time to eat dinner or when it's time to start getting ready for bed. Telling time helps us kind of control our day. And so I'm going to talk about the different ways that you can tell time. And luckily, I had this little clock at home so that I could show you guys. If you haven't watched the Brain Pop yet about the parts of the clock, it would be really important for you to watch that and understand what the parts of the clock are so that when I'm talking about the hour hand and the minute hand, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So let's start first by talking about different types of clocks. So I have this paper that I printed out, and on this paper there's two different types of clocks. The first one is called a digital clock, and a digital clock is what you might see in mom or dad's bedroom. Maybe they have an alarm clock that looks like this. Maybe you have a digital clock in your room. These are easier to read because the numbers are written on the face of the clock. The one that we're going to spend most of our time talking about is this clock. This is called an analog clock. I want you to say that word, analog. It's important we know the difference between a digital clock and an analog clock because this is the one that can sometimes trick us. This is the one that we have hanging in our classrooms. And so I'm going to be talking about my clock that I was showing you a minute ago. So here's my clock. And on the clock, this part of the clock we call the face of the clock. Just like we have a face with parts on it, your clock has a face. These right here are called hands, the hands of the clock. And I hope you're noticing that one hand is shorter than the other hand. The shorter hand is called the hour hand. When we tell time with an analog clock, we always look at the hour hand first. The longer hand is called the minute hand. And here's a little trick to how I remember which is the hour hand and which is the minute hand. Are you ready for my trick? Okay, so I wrote down the words hour and minute. And if you notice, the word hour is a shorter word. It has less or fewer letters in it. The word minute is a longer word. So just like on our clock, the hour hand is shorter and the minute hand is longer. So I hope that helps you remember which is which. Another important thing that I want you to know about the clock is that the hands on the clock always move in this direction. We call it clockwise. The hands never move backward. Because can we go back in time? Can I rewind and go back to breakfast this morning? No, I can't. So the hands have to keep moving forward clockwise on the clock. Okay? So I am going to put my minute hand straight up and my hour hand on the 8. This is 8 o'clock. I said 8 first because I always look at the hour hand first. 8 o'clock. Now the reason I don't say 8:12 is because when the minute hand is straight up on the 12, we always say o'clock. So this is 8 o'clock. If I want to if an hour goes by and the hour hand is now on the 9, this is 9 o'clock. So remember, this is the hour hand, this is the minute hand. The hands always move in this direction. And when we're talking about time right on the hour hand is on a number and the minute hand is straight up on the 12. So if I wanted to eat breakfast at 7 o'clock, then I know the 7, the hour hand is on the 7, the minute hand is on the 12. So try some times on the hour. this week, practice telling time. See you later.